Welcome to Breaking the Cycle of Poverty, featuring Jay Height, Executive Director of Shepherd Community Center in Indianapolis. My name is Tim Swearens, and I'm your host for these conversations that explore why poverty remains such a persistent problem in the United States. On this episode, Jay discusses the housing crisis in Indianapolis and how Shepherd is working to ensure that our neighbors have affordable and safe housing options. Jay, Shepherd's in the early stages of several housing initiatives designed to provide affordable options. Can you give us an overview of those efforts?
Well, we are so excited. Just feet away from where we're sitting here recording this, our first partnership home with Arbor Homes is going up quickly. Should be done by Christmas, and first quarter we'll have a family living in there, and we're so excited. This home that Arbor's building, about a $300,000 home, we will purchase and sell from Arbor and sell to our families for about $130,000 to $150,000. They will live in it, rent it until which time they have to complete all these classes, so about 3 to 4 years, we think. They have to improve their credit score, so we'll be working with them on that. They have to improve their job skills, and so we'll provide help with that, as well as other classes. And then when they can get a traditional mortgage, they'll close on it. And gosh, that is so exciting. I see it every day, and it's right across the alley from our main campus here on East Washington. And I think, wow, that was just an idea. That was a conversation. That was a simple conversation at breakfast with a couple friends, and wow, look at it, and family will be in just a few months living in a home. We know this, that we are desperate for more housing.
Yes.
And so while we're building 11 homes over the next couple years, we know that's not going to end everything.
Right.
But it's the beginning. And it is a help. We also are waiting now that the government's back to work to start moving on our townhomes down the street, the Warwick townhomes that will be affordable rentals for families with children. And there'll be 11 units to that. And we hope to, in a year from now, be able to have families moving into that. And we're busy working with others because there's great organizations. Englewood Christian Church has a tremendous program of housing. They're probably the city's model. And I had breakfast with 2 pastors today where we're talking about what we're doing and what they could do, and in conversations with the city to see, could we bring tiny homes in Atlanta, Georgia. Wells Fargo Bank has been working with churches to build homes on their own property. Many of them have lots of space. Yeah. And so using that to help fill housing and getting people into homes. We know how critical it is. Shelters serve a critical purpose, but someone living in that endlessly will develop challenges that maybe have led them down this path, and we want to help them get in and have the stability of their own place.
Now, let's talk a little bit more about this partnership with Arbor Homes and why follow the path of eventual home ownership rather than continuing rental.
Well, we're doing both, but in this case, it's all about equity. Mm-hmm. And if you want to negate poverty, it is helping build equity for someone and for them to build equity, both educational-wise, personal equity, but also financial equity that comes in home ownership. Yes. And so they won't be able to sell the house for some time, but they will have equity, which does change their trajectory, and it changes the things that they could do.
Right. And it's the thing with equity is that's building generational wealth. So it's not just this current generation. They can pass that wealth on to their children.
That's right. And we are privileged to be able to partner with someone like Arbor and Curtis Rector, the CEO, who's been a longtime friend. And we're thankful for their big heart for the community as well.
So why is Shepherd now putting just so much emphasis, so much focus on housing?
It's the number one request we have when families come in. That data shows us it's housing. Housing, 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 housing. there's not enough options. Folks, we could keep building and not satisfy the demand. And there's not just a need for affordable housing, but there middle-class housing is needed. Wealthy homes are needed. There's this backlog because there's not enough for people to go to.
It's as you said, these are great initiatives, but they're kind of like a drop in the ocean in some ways. What needs to happen on the city level, the state level, so that people can afford safe housing?
We held a meeting with some of our state legislators, and we appreciate their time. We brought in an individual who runs a company that does data, and he says for every 1% of rent increase, 9% increase in property crimes, and about 20% increase in public health costs. Mm-hmm. So 1% is very expensive. How do we keep rent down? It's not by government mandating it. They've tried that before. It doesn't work. Rent controls have been a failure. It's having enough options where the market can keep folks in check. And so we're going to, I am thankful for the leadership that comes from our city council, Bob Osley, council president, who is helping develop some focus for the city. We appreciate the support of our mayor and other councilors to even go as far as saying, okay, here's the pre-approved. If you do these things for housing, you don't have to go through the approval process. It's already pre-approved. They've done that in South Bend. It's been very successful. One of the other challenges is not in my backyard. I don't want affordable housing in my backyard and things. So what Montana did, it's called the Montana Miracle, is they passed legislation that says, okay, here are 10 different options that your community has to pick 3 of them. Just 3, but you got to pick 3 of them.
Right.
And so you can't keep everything out because this is an issue for all of us. And so I think that what Montana has done is a model, and we've been sharing that with our peers and friends in the legislature and city council, continuing to work with the city and just we don't need to lessen requirements. We don't have to make it shabby housing. Right. We just need to make it easier because sometimes all of the hurdles is what drives the cost up.
Yes. So what I'm hearing is this is another example of the power of partnerships, right? You mentioned Arbor Homes in the private sector. You mentioned the mayor and city county council members and in the government sector, state legislators. If some of our listeners want to partner with Shepherd, what do they do?
There's a few things. One is we're beginning to build a tool library. Now, I'm not allowed to check any of those out because I'll get hurt and I'll mess something up. But for folks to do repairs, sometimes they don't have the right tools. Right. And so we want to build a tool library. 2 is you may know how to use those tools and can teach others, and we need folks to do that. And be willing to teach classes on how to change a socket or how to plug, a wide variety of issues. You may say, I have a group of folks, we could come and work on someone's home because we want to help keep our neighbors in the homes if they can. Mm-hmm. As they age, that becomes an issue and they can't always afford things, but we want to be able to try to help keep them in. And then you may have some other kind of expertise, or you may have items you want to donate. You have stuff left over, flooring or whatever that we could use. We would love to talk to folks, and maybe you have a roll of carpet that you bought and you didn't use. Right. We will find a good home for it. Yeah.
And just on a practical level, how do people go about doing that?
Dennis Westlake leads our housing program, does an amazing job, former missionary, and we're thankful to have him on our team here, came back, has worked in the housing world, and so Dennis would be your point of contact. You could call Shepherd 317-375-0203, ask for Dennis Westlake, or you can go to dennisw at shepherdcommunity.org.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, the first family is scheduled to move into a new home early next year. What a great way to start a new year in a new home.
There will be a huge celebration, and the community will be blessed as well, because empty lots and things tend not to help anyone.
Thank you, Jay. For 40 years, Shepherd Community has made a lasting difference in the lives of thousands and thousands of neighbors. The Shepherd team couldn't do that work without the support of donors, partners, and volunteers. To learn more about how you can help, please visit shepherdcommunity.org. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.